Hello guys, welcome to Tarot Predictions. This is going to be your weekly tarot scope covering the 27th of November to 3rd of December period of time. So let me shuffle the cards, going 3 cards per star sign, starting with Aries first, going all the way to Pisces. So okay. So for Aries, the first card comes up as the world card. Then we do have the Page of Pentacles, and after that we do have the Page of Swords. So guys, mostly career oriented reading. In this particular cards are showing up an agenda that you are going to lead, but in order for the agenda to be successful into your career, I mean that very well, it looks like is a new project or a big thing that is cooking up for you, which can be executed during the week that is coming, and it will require a lot of time. It will require a lot of devotion from your behalf, and you have to be rather very meticulous about your performance, and overlooking things. It's something that you should not do whatsoever. It's because they are going to hold you back moving forward with that kind of a project. Is this a promotion? It is possible, but let's say that it is more looks like a reassignment than a real promotion, a big jump promotion. But it could be also a big jump promotion. The thing is that why I think that it is because of the world card, and this kind of agenda and that kind of new activity for your career. It is something you have chosen, or it is something you have worked for. Okay, and that's why it didn't came up from your bosses or from your supervisors, but it came up from you and from the remnants of your previous performance, which means that right now you have the whole opportunity, or kind of like the purest opportunity, to sprawl your environment and the field of expertise, the field of execution as well of your talents and of your skills was the word I was searching for, and of your ideas as well. But again, as I said, you have to be very devoted. It is because you most likely lack the the common sense of the advancing of such project, probably because it is the first time you have to face such activity, and you need to make your research, you need to make your reckoning about what you have to expect for the future. I'm saying reckoning is because you need to reconnoiter the whole situation around you, mainly by asking and scaling from other people how the things can unfold, and also gathering up a strategies and experience from people which are already experienced in this kind of activity. And that will be very fruitful if we're talking about your private business, because that could be an approach of a new client which is going to place a query to you, which query it's something you will deal with for the first time. Or it could be, you know, a new project that it is very well, as I said, it is very well something that it is entirely up to you to choose to go for it, and you will do so, but you will feel a little bit inexperienced in it, and that could come with a little bit of fear as well, you know, taking the initiative there. But as I said, with meticulous performance, and also spending some time for research and for learning, learning and contributing additional things towards your knowledge, you will do fantastically. Nonetheless, for your career, that speaks for a new perspective emerging for you this week, and basically you will be very, very busy. Now, talking about your relationship, guys, these cards may point toward end of one relationship, okay, but if that's your case, then you should not mourn about that relationship, but the importance you had in the past kind of like gave you the insight that there is nothing else for you into that relationship, and you need to search for new interactions and new connections with different people that can revive back the emotional connections you can do with different individuals. Thus being said, there are two ways of how you can interpret these cards, at least from my point of view. Either one relationship comes to an end and you frantically start investigating new ways of starting another relationships, probably with existing suitors into your field. Or if we're talking about a current relationship, this is an attempt to revive back an emotional connection with your partner through, not through showing kindness, but this is a different type of emotional evaluation. This is an emotional evaluation through arguments, emotional evaluation through fights as well, just so you make your partner and yourself aware of what you can lose if you go away from that relationship. Or maybe it's because your partner is taking you for granted, and you need to remind them that that's not the case and there should be an equilibrium into one relationship. Whatever the case is, guys, a very, very important cycle relationship wise is coming this week, and a new perspective for your relationship life also will be in present. Now let me shuffle, and we can go to Taurus. Okay, so for Tauruses, that will be the Three of Wands. Then we do have the Hangman, and then we do have the Ace of Cups. So let me say it that way. Let's talk first about career, guys. This week, at least the first half of the week, it will seem like nothing you do is giving you results, and thus you may start thinking about implanting new kind of maneuvers into your performance at your working place. And this is just an imaginary state of yours, that your intentions, and not just intentions, but your contribution as well towards your project, it is futile. And in reality, it isn't futile. It is just I know that I'm repeating that thing way too often, but it is the case with the human nature. Sometimes, most of the times, we humans want the things to happen before their time comes. This is a typical example about one career, how one places the efforts required and then waits for the whole situation to develop naturally. So it's about a test of faith. It is about a test of patience for you. The start of the week, you will do your performance, and actually your performance will be quite I don't know if this word fits well, but astonishing, exceptional. You'll do exactly as it is asked from you to do, or what is expected from you to do, and then only thing you need to do is wait, even though it does seem that project isn't moving forward, or your things aren't moving forward into your career. Somewhere at the end of the week, guys, the exact thing that you have expected is going to happen into your career, which means that the breakthrough comes in, and all your worries will be proven to be futile. Oh my God, what is that? Jesus. Okay, so all of your as I said, all of your worries will proven to be futile, and whatever happens there, which grants you a big satisfaction, basically, and you will have that feeling that you have saved the day into your career, is going to make all of your doubts that you had into oneself. It's going to make all of your again fears that you are not performing well into your working place completely irrelevant, because now you can actually start reaping I can't say the fruits of your labor, but you can start reaping the results of your performance in the start of the week, which is something similar, but not exactly, because the job is far from being done and you have to keep on doing the same exceptional job as you are doing until now. Talking about your relationship, well then, these cards are a little bit difficult to be interpreted for relationship, because it does look like that your relationship is going to go very well. I mean, there will be a full synchron with what you are expecting to do this week, or how you're expecting the things to happen into one relationship, and what is in reality happening into one relationship, which means, guys, that you will have the things your way, but in the same time you will have that sense that something is missing there, and you will have the sense that even though things are happening very, very well into your relationship, it's not exactly ideal, and it isn't exactly something that you truly want. And it is again the test of patience here. You need to allow that kind of unfoldment to kind of sprawl naturally, and thus when all the situation is ready and the results are already facts, you're about to see that all your doubts again were futile. So it is kind of like a dangerous time for some which are kind of aggravated with their love health, you know, because that aggravation could contribute for that test of patience that you may have, and thus you may frantically try to invest more and more into that relationship, seeing that nothing works there. It's because you are not patient enough. It may really ruin your good time. So I can advise you, Tauruses, to enjoy the unfoldment of the relationship, because this unfoldment will be exactly the one that you are expecting. And if you are not happy of it, then you can be mad at yourself, because literally you are not expecting as much as you can achieve from that relationship. So let me now shuffle, guys, again. We can go to Gemini. Gemini, for you again, the Three of Wands, then it's the Three of Pentacles, and then it is the Ten of Swords. So okay, Ten of Swords here doesn't play a role of a card of disaster next to those kind of like three cards. It is just plays a role of a execution of a certain plan you have into your career, guys. A plan that you're trying to shape to its perfection, but you're about to realize that it cannot be 100% perfect. Okay, and that being said, even though there are some more things that you really want to take under consideration, there are some more things that you want to take a precautionary measures, the time is squeezing you, the time is running out, and thus you need to make your initiation, even though you aren't feeling prepared to do so. That is what the Ten of Swords it is talking about, that you would have once the resources that you do have, either being time, either being ideas, and etc., etc., are more that you actually have at your disposal. But nonetheless, as I said, the time is from the essence. You need to make your first steps, and you will feel a little bit deprived from options available, or deprived from chances of success, which in reality isn't exactly very true. That will be a little bit more uncomfortable time for those which are in real competition. They will think that their competition is much further away, while in reality that's not the truth. You need to know that with these cards especially, sometimes there are things that cannot be taken under consideration because there are too many variables into our job and into our career. And that being said, sometimes we just need to go along with what we really possess, and in some cases we will never be ready to make initiation if the circumstances doesn't squeeze us. And that makes me think of that example because I'm a maniac regarding electronic techniques and electronic technical devices. And for example, when I'm trying to buy a computer, you know, I'm researching and so on and so on. And if you wait to get the best you can at the market, you will never get anything because there are always things coming up and popping up. And you read that now is the best, now that, for example, motherboard is the best, but 3 months later this one is gonna come out in the market, and you wait those 3 months, and then when you finally are determined to get it, then you read in the news that after a couple of months another motherboard which is much better than this one is gonna come up. And this is what I'm talking about, waiting for the perfect moment. You may never wait it out at all, or a perfect moment may come when it is virtually is going to be worthless to start that kind of a project. So I can advise you here, Gemini, just go along with what you already have. It is because you aren't the prey from options available, and you can reach success, guys. It's just right now it does look like that you would have want to have more at your plate regarding career than you actually have. Talking about your relationship, these cards are kind of talking about how can I place it in words? They're talking about a certain emotional state from your behalf where you have that suspicious that your boyfriend or a girlfriend have done something in the past, and right now they're trying to make it up for it, and you are going to confront them about that. And it does look like that you may not like the answer, you know, but in the same time you would have imagined that it's much worse than it actually is. And I don't think that this is going to be an ending of a relationship, but I do think that this is going to be a serious rearrangement of the rules of one relationship. I do think that you are going to make certain demands, and your partner will be compelled to agree with them. It is because they are going to feel guilty. So this is kind of like taking advantage of the sense of guilt with your partner, which isn't a bad thing, really. I mean, you can now shape the relationship according to your personal vision. Now, let me again shuffle, and we're going to Cancer. Okay, so Cancer, for you we do have the King of Swords with the Knight of Cups with the Sun card. Okay, that is very, very interesting. So for your career, guys, you will have a leader, something like a mentor, or someone that is taking you on into their team, or someone that is assigned to lead you, something like this, into your projects and into your work. And this person, it will look like that they are not a very much, you know, enthralled by your job, or rather it will look like they don't care what you do as long as you are doing the bare minimum of your current assignments. But that is not exactly true. I mean, these people, they prefer not to judge way too harshly, okay? And what you can achieve here is the point of that reading. I mean, you need to take under consideration every single detail in your project that this person is leading you through. It is because this is what is going to be their job, to lead you through a certain project, because they are very well aware of what the stakes are. They are very well aware of what needs to be done if I may express myself that way. And under aware, I'm not talking about they already know. No, their talent is taking accurate decision under a stressful situation. So they are crisis managers, okay? And because a project that you are working on, I'm not talking about that this is your project, just on the contrary, this is a project that you are working on, it is about to face crisis, you'll be assigned something like a supervisor, which is going to manage the crisis. However, from you, it is expected that you have to put, this isn't an exceptional work, it is just a work of devotion, okay? So you, in other words, you shouldn't allow anything to happen by a chance here, but instead try to manage and try to take under control those kind of responsibilities which are assigned to you. What will happen in result of that is that everybody is going to be happy, and as a matter of fact, you will be the one who is going to, at the end of the day, save the day or manage the crisis, or the crisis will be managed thanks to your performance into these tasks, due to the uncovering of a potential you were unaware that you possess. So it's kind of like finding a new sort of potential in your performance or into the assets of your skills. That could grant you, as a matter of fact, a bonus at the end of the week, monetary bonus, guys, and also is going to boost your enthusiasm and positive positive attitude to keep on working for that same company. Talking about your relationship, these cards are influencing very severely those which are single. These cards are showing an appearance of someone that will have everything you kind of imagine, or how can I express myself? The person which is going to appear will be physically everything you are wanting from one person that you want to have by your side. Now, emotionally and mentally, this isn't granted, but physically, they will be completely by your image. So, in other words, at least from one point of view, guys, you will have the suitor this week, which you will very much like physically. However, and that will create a joy within you, is because for what it seems, they will answer to your calling. For those which are into a already existing relationship, these cards are showing more physical attraction into one another, okay? More time spent together, more sex as well, if you want to say it that way, being more devoted to the other person. It's not about the relationship itself, it is about the connection in between the one and the other into one relationship, and spending more time together with one another and contributing for each one's happiness, you know. So basically, it does look like that for you, Cancer, you will have a very, very pleasant time into your relationship without facing much difficulties opposing by your partner. Now let me shuffle again, and we are going to Leo. Okay, so Leos, the Hierophant is the first card you got, and then we do have the Tower. Wow, okay. Then we do have the Eight of Wands. That is quite peculiar. It is peculiar because the job that you're doing, we're talking now about career, the job you're doing, guys, it is going on very well, and it is you're really enthralled by the prosperity and by the success you're achieving with your personal skills, implanting into the task that you do have, and suddenly something bang shows up. I mean, certain circumstances happen, and the projects you thought that are rock solid turns out to be very, very fragile, and they're on a verge of being either proved up as a failure or being into a crisis as well. So it will be it's not a stressful period of time, and it has nothing to do with you. It's just the circumstances into your career, Leo. So you need to be extra careful. It is what I'm trying to say, and don't place bets this week. I mean, if someone challenge you with something or kind of dare you with something, don't say you want to bet, okay? Because many things are going to change, and ultimately they are changing for the better. It is just right now it will require a little bit more swift actions, reactions as well. Some unexpected options available as well are going to show up into your career, like options available which are concerning certain tasks. We're not talking about additional tasks that are going to come up for you into your career field, but these are tasks you are doing right now which are going to face certain crisis or a certain around turn, and you have to manage that swiftly. On top of that, what I can advise you with these cards is that you shouldn't think about prosperity or a profit. No, prosperity, yeah, you can think about prosperity, but you shouldn't think about profit at this stage of how the things are developing. You would rather should start thinking about how you can consolidate your position and the best you can give toward the company you're working at. And also, this is the good thing here for you into your career, Leos, is that, yeah, I mean, it will be a little bit more stressful managing all these things, but they will also open you, as I said, options available, which, by the way, are not granted. What I mean is that they will come to you, and if not seized, they will just fly by, go with the flow, move on, and someone else may take them. So you need to have that keen perception for your surrounding and take advantage of every single opening you got at your disposal. It's because this is the way you are going to do. You are going to make your time easier managing those kind of crises. Talking about your relationship, this is a little bit more shocking, because as your relationship moves on, you may realize, if you are in an existing relationship, here the Tower card may play varieties of interpretations, guys. The Tower card, especially next to the Hierophant, could be an unplanned pregnancy. It's basically, you may find out that your girlfriend is pregnant, you may find out that you're pregnant, or it could be that you may find out that you love another as well. It is basically circumstances happening out of nowhere and suddenly turns around everything into the relationship, and it doesn't have to go toward the negative direction here, because people are accepting the Tower card as a very negative, and it isn't in reality, especially next to these two cards. As a matter of fact, as we do have the Eight of Wands next to it, it does speak that this kind of new revelations as well, or new circumstances, are going to make a clearance for you. Clearance as a again, options available, okay, or a clearance as a moving on forward with your current relationship. If we're talking about single people with these cards, then it does look like that someone is going to, this is for the single people here, someone that you know and you thought that they are very childish, immature, unworthy, and so on, are going to prove you wrong. That being said, you may start considering giving a chance to someone that you despise till this very moment. So for a ongoing relationship, however, be very vigilant about the signs you are receiving, guys, because at the end of the day, as the Tower implants something rather uncomfortable to happen, it always happens for a reason, and the reason is only one for the Tower card. So you can reach a healing and rejuvenational effect upon your current relationship status. Now shuffling again, and we're going to Virgo. Okay, Virgo, 9 of Wands with the 6 of Swords with the Hermit. So your career, guys, you are about to want intentional changes to happen into your career. Changes, I'm talking about like changing a working desk, or changing the methods you are doing, the methods with which you are dealing with your tasks, and so on and so on, and that is going to face a certain opposition there. So we're talking about those conscious changes which one wants to implant into their routine, in their career place, into their performance, into the way that things are done, so they can make their life easier. Okay, so they can save time, they can save resources, personal I'm talking about, not company ones. And that is gonna face a certain opposition, because people will be either find it hard to align with them, or either they're going to not be agree with them. Either way, guys, that should not discourage you. As a matter of fact, if you have that, you know, subtlety into communications, and you are very well with speech and etc etc, you can kind of win a lot of followers which are going to follow you, and they will demand these changes to be implanted. That being said, you can you have that week, Virgos, an opportunity to, how can I place it in words, to change company agreements, okay, or company rules as well. These cards are showing, guys, also that for your career, it is a time of waiting, and it is a time of praying a quarry, because there will be an exact moment and exact timing for exact place for you to jump into an action, and this week is going to be that kind of a praying for you, because it will be a major risk involved into the actions you are planning to implant into your career. You need to be very intelligent, and you need to approach the situation with wisdom instead of brute force. That way, guys, something is going to be given to you, something which is going to make you start walking upon a new direction which most people will not be aware of. However, it will be a direction that you would very well like to move on, and it will be a direction which is going to be the light at the end of a dark tunnel for you. So it could be a promotion as well, but it's going to happen quietly, surreptitiously as well, if you want to say it that way. Talking about relationship, guys, these cards are showing a little bit of withdrawal, however. A withdrawal so you can become clear with oneself what you really expect and want from one relationship. And it's not only comes to that, this is just on the surface. This is about of brainstorming, or rather thinking and analyzing how far that relationship really can go, and is that relationship something that can provide me a prosperity. In other words, is this relationship for me? This is kind of a withdrawal that you're going to take. It will be tough, it will be hard. At the end of the day, you have to make a certain decision, guys. Neither of those decisions are going to be perfect. I'm talking about that they will involve certain risks, because you will have doubts for taking the other decision, you know, not taking the other decision. But at the end of the day, you need to live with it. That's why these cards have nothing to do with emotions. Just on the contrary, they're about calculative actions. You need to be, again, wise, and you need to be intelligent about your about your decision that you are going to take, because the next step you're going to move forward is going to mark a start of a path that you're going to walk upon for a very, very long time. So in other words, if you decide to stay into your relationship, you have to stay in it for a very long time moving on forward. If you decide not to stay into your relationship, you may be single for a very long time moving on forward. So you have to be intelligent and wise when you make that kind of a choice. Next one is coming, Libra. So for Libras this week, we do have the Magician, then it is the Ten of Swords, then it is the Lover's card, and this is completely decision-making time, guys. And as I said in Virgo, a decision, this is a much major decision. Basically, you will be sick of going nowhere, let's say it that way, and that your life haven't got the advance you really want. So the decision making I'm talking about will highly be impacted by you being true to oneself, what you really want from that life. It does look like as a very major week. It does look like as a week of turnovers, around turns, excuse me, a week that will have a huge impact upon your future, guys. This week, you need to you need to make your point, especially if we're talking about in front of others. You need to be highly communicative with people around you, especially people that have a finger in your life, people that cannot be just pushed away, you know, people that you need to deal with. You need to be very communicative with them, and you need to be also very honest with them. You have to lay out what you are expecting. I'm talking about your colleagues, for example, that you are simply bound to work with. And you have to lay out what you're expecting from them, how you're expecting the things to happen into your career, and what rules in general you are ready to follow into your career, what you want to do from now on with your projects and with your tasks, you know. So there could be a harmony reached. You need to know, guys, that everything that you propose will be accepted. What I mean is that it doesn't have to be followed, but it's going to be accepted. In other words, you will not be criticized for what you choose to do. However, what you choose to do will be your cross, so you have to carry it on moving into the future. That being said, you have to be very definitive about what you want. Talking with presumptions or with riddles, it's not going to serve you any favor. Just on the contrary, it's going to make you confused even more. So you have to be very straight, cunning, pretty much moving forward, and with a sharp tongue as well. And you should not keep anything within you. It's just you need to lay it out. So your career, guys, Libras, you are having that kind of an opportunity here to confront your boss and the supervisor and say to them, look, it's just I am performing that well or that bad and so on, and I kind of like deserve this or I don't deserve that. You have to be very specific, okay? It can go either way. Or you confront them and say, look, I just cannot do that project. I'm not qualified enough, or I need additional skills. I need additional qualification. Everything will go by. It's just you need to be honest about it. What is the reason for that? So you can reach a synchron and a harmony with your future. In other words, whatever you're striving for, it will happen. It's just you have to be honest about it, and you have to make the world aware of it. That being said, about your relationship, guys, if you are having a extraordinary time into your relationship, things are going very well and very smooth in between you and your partner. Obviously, there is nothing for you to be afraid of here with the Ten of Swords. It's just on the contrary, the Ten of Swords in that kind of a case is showing that you have to break the strings with the immature relationship. It is showing that right now you need to start thinking about how you can make that relationship even more serious. Okay, and you have to talk about it, and you need to tell to that person what you're expecting from them. Are you planning to have a family with them? Do you want that? Do you want to have a kid with them? And just tell them and show them what you feel, and you are going to see that there will be answer, and the answer will be something that you like. Talking about not very well developed relationships, that should be the point make or break. In other words, you need to confront your partner and say, look, do you want to be with me or you don't want to be with me? Or you can confront them and say, look, I don't want to be with you anymore. It's just I'm walking away, and you have to do that. Otherwise, it's going to be a continuous torture, being and holding on to your partner which you don't have any emotions toward anymore. Those singles, they will be sick of being single, and they will go out and start interacting with people that they don't know yet, or I mean, this is going to be a time for new connections. Now next, that will be Scorpio. Oops, 1 second guys. One card fell down first for Scorpio. That is the Scorpio card, and it is the Death card. Okay, so change is coming, a transformation, ending of an era. We'll see. Okay, so Death, Hierophant, Ace of Pentacles, very positive week for Scorpio. It does look like that they got what they really wanted here in this week. I'm very happy actually. So what they are hoping to achieve, it is gonna come true. It will be the very initiative stage here, as we can see from the Ace of Pentacles, guys, but it does worth working for it. Flawless communication into one relationship. It isn't just communication, guys, but you will be in a harmony of what is going on with you into one relationship, and that will seriously make you consider making certain changes in there, or rather going deeper into the relationship, opening oneself towards your partner, opening oneself towards your relationship. Talking about your business into your career, guys, that is a turning point there toward the better, as I'm talking about, and an idea of yours that you have thought about, you are thinking about, excuse me, for quite a long time now, finally have the soil to being planted, to finally have the soil so the seed can be planted, and that seed can actually give a birth to a tree, and the tree is the crest of your success. So again, Scorpios, don't be afraid to show that you can change, guys. It is because you can. It is just, it will take a little bit more time for you, okay? So mainly relationship orientated reading here. Don't spare anything from your partner. I mean, sparing in a sense of showing them how much they mean to you, and showing them how much they how big place they take in your life, and how they changed your life in reality, and that you can, that could be the base from where you can be much more successful, you can be much more happy. They could be much more successful and happy only if they allow you to, though. So that's not entirely depending on you. Those which are single, these cards are rather pointing that you're about to realize, guys, that the I'm sorry that I'm saying that, but these cards are pointing at that some of your ideals that you do have for a perfect partner in your relationship life, excuse me, rather celluloid. This being said, no one can actually match with them, and you are going to, let's say, synchronize oneself with what you really want from one. I mean, this is a compromise with oneself that we Scorpios are going to do toward our future partner into one relationship. And again, career-wise, don't be afraid to work, because your work is gonna give results. Actually, at the very start of the week, guys, something else, as something new is going to happen into your career life. Most likely new within oneself, which means a personal transformation into one career, realizing that this is exactly what we needed to do until now, because it is what is going to give us result. So major week for Scorpios. As I said at the start, it does look like Scorpio is going to get what they really want in one form or another. Wow, that's good. That's good. I'm happy from it. Okay, next, Sagittarius. That will be the Knight of Pentacles with the Three of Cups, with the Eight of Swords. That look like a contract or a long-term bond. Talking career-wise, guys, that will be a starting working with a team upon a certain task or a project, which is going to be with a long-term duration. As a matter of fact, you will very well like how you interact with those people and what is the synchrony between you and these people, and you can learn a lot from those people as well. Well, of course, all the time there is someone from the team that we are working at which isn't really fitting in there with us, but it's just the perk of the trade, and it's not even a perk, you know, it's a disadvantage, but in reality we just have to work our way around it. So a long-term partnership as well for those which are having private business. Multiple sides here, guys, multiple clients or multiple investors, multiple people which are counting on you, that are giving you a long-term project, and it is something which is going to hold you on, is going to bind you to that kind of a field of expertise you are at right now for a quite long duration. Under a long duration, I'm talking about a couple of months, maybe half a year. It's because we are reading for a weekly, and yeah, basically this is what I'm talking about under a long period of time. Now, it is very important, as I said, that you need to learn from these people, is that you shouldn't try to, or what is the English expression here? You should not try to present yourself more than you actually is. I mean, everybody knows what the other person is capable of, so there is nothing for you to prove there, guys. It is just a time where you have to work with these people, keep the things simple in between you and them, show them compassion, show them devotion as well toward their difficulties, as you will receive devotion from them and compassion toward your difficulties. It is basically, into your career there will be one whole which is basically aiming for the same goal. The only difficulty here, what I can see from these cards, is something with the communication. So you need to be quite elaborative for what you want to explain and say, because there is a chance that people may misunderstand you, and from there shenanigans may happen. Talking about your relationship with these cards, well, they speak for a very pleasant time into your relationship, Sagittarius. This week it is basically, you will be that's all I can say really about these three cards. They're showing boosted emotional state in between you and your partner, where you will aim to have more common experiences. It is because you're feeling happy, you are feeling enthralled, you are feeling like you are whole when you you know, when you have enterprises, when you execute enterprises with your partner and you do share common experience. Very important here is to share your emotions on site. So when you feel sad, you cry. When you feel happy, you laugh. Don't try to hold on anything within you emotionally, guys, because this is not going to serve you any favor. It just is going to ruin your mood. Very important here as well, talking about your relationship, it is to try to explain more when you again start talking about something. Don't withdraw information and don't try to see the things from a outside perspective from the relationship. The only person you gotta place yourself into shoes is your partner and none else. So if someone, for example, is criticizing you about your partner, you basically have to push them away. Or if someone is criticizing you to your partner, then basically your partner needs to stop paying attention to them. It is all about how you and your partner are accepting one another. The foreign opinion simply does and should not matter at all. Now, next one, that will be Capricorn. Nine of Cups with the High Priestess, with the Seven of Wands. Okay, so okay, so I don't want to say it, but these cards are rather showing difficulties. Everything will go smooth, everything will go well, everything will be just the way you want it to be until a certain person, or it's not going to be a circumstances, guys. It will be from people are giving you a hard time into your career. That could be, let's say that could be your coworker which is envying you and they don't want to see you succeeding. That's why they're start getting on your way. That could be your boss not being they're happy of your performance, but they're just not agreed with the way you're doing things. Just they want to switch plans. They want you to change your plan, which you are finding it very insufficient, and you are feeling very depressed about that. It's not gonna well, I'm using the word very, but it does depend on every single personal situation, how big is going to be the impact upon you. That being said, it could be negligible or it could be quite severe. That again depends on your personal situation. But what I'm talking about is that right now, unfortunately, guys, you cannot do anything about it. It's just you need to swallow it. So I know Capricorn, and I know that that person have a pretty tough time dealing with a person in their team, as that person happens to be a leader of a team. And with these cards, they will continue have the hard time with that person. This is just an example I'm giving you. They will continually have the hard time with that person. It's just, however, everything else is going to go very well. It's just that minor thing, that petite problem is going to ruin the full satisfaction of one job, that everything goes smooth. And this is something you need to deal with this week. So into your career, everything but just one thing is going to go smooth, and that one thing is going that involves other people will be completely uncontrollable, will be rather with absence of altering, and you will be highly aggravated by that because everything else is okay. It's just why that one thing cannot be perfect as well. Well, it cannot be. Basically, sometimes things cannot be altered. That being said, guys, well, you can, but I highly doubt it's worth it. It will require drastic measures, and it will require heroic efforts. And at the end, the payback is not going to be neither majestic, or it's neither the satisfaction will be overflowing. It's just is going to be a sense of a job done and nothing else. So into your career, when that small obstacle happen, well, small, I'm talking, it could be again quite severe, but it will be only in one thing among the whole you're doing, okay? And when that obstacle happen, you just need to try to deflect the hits rather than to attack, because attacking is going to be very cost efficient, or it will bereft you from a certain resources, time most likely, and nerves. It's gonna scrape down your nerves, guys. So talking about your career, you just go on with what happened, with what is happening and what is moving on. And when something is delayed, someone is giving you an opposition, you just let them do what they want to do. Let them fail, but let them fail on their own. Don't take a part of their failure. Talking about your relationship, these cards are showing a movement into emotional state, movement toward being into a slumber, emotional slumber. And under slumber, I'm not talking about complete absence of emotions, but well, how can I express it? Emotional slumber toward emotional slumber, I mean, where your emotions are intact, they're just the same, there is no change whatsoever. This is an emotional slumber. They will start to fluctuate toward greater heights or either toward deeper depths. It does depend on your personal situation, but definitely there will be ups and downs. And it is because there should be some improvement into your emotional state. So don't be way too aggravated if your partner is start doing stupid things into your relationship. Don't be aggravated if your partner is giving you a certain opposition toward one thing. It's just basically not everything can happen your way, Capricorn. Sometimes, you know, you need to make a compromise, and that's the time. Now, thinking more carefully about it and actually allowing those kind of fluctuation to influence you, you're about to realize that actually your connection with your partner, emotional connection, goes far deeper than you have imagined it until now. And this is the reason why right now there will be those fluctuations, so you can actually find the true measure of your emotional connection with your partner. Some are going to find out that there are no emotional connection whatsoever. Some will find out that this is their twin flame or soulmate. Someone is going to find out that it's just a whatever relationship. Either way, guys, that will make you feel a little bit more uncomfortable than usual. It is because you will realize that what was it until now, it is over basically, and at this point some new initiation has to be made into one relationship based on the newfound realization of emotional connection towards your partner. And I hope you basically make a good initiation upon that. Now let me shuffle and we can go to Aquarius. One card turn out for Aquarius. We got the Ten of Pentacles. We're starting good, eh? For Aquarius. Ten of Pentacles, Ace of Wands is the next one. And then we do have the Empress. Ace of Wands, Empress. That's pregnancy. For some, of course. I cannot cover the global population with just 3 cards, but if you're trying to get pregnant, that's the week you can, actually. But let's talk in a more practical level. Talking about your career, these cards are showing up resources that are going to come into your aid, resources that will allow you to push your things moving forward, and is going to make your performance or the environment you are finding yourself at much more comfortable and much more calm and secure until now. So if until now you have worked under stress, if until now you were very, very worried that you are lacking time, or you are lacking financial injections, or you are basically lacking skills and so on, an aid is going to come, or a way out. That aid could be from different people. It could come in a variety of ways. That aid could be also new circumstances that will lighter your situation. That aid could be also new realization, new idea that will be very fruitful for your project. It does depend, guys, on your personal situation. Whatever the aid is going to be that you're going to receive into your career this week, is going to allow you to take full advantage, guys, of the profits and of the pluses that are in there for you into your career place. Also is going to make you feel very comfortable, and it's not about feeling, it is about reality here. Your reality will become very comfortable. However, that also implants a certain amount of power you will have. It will force a new beginning into your already existing things. This is not a new beginning as a new project or a new job or a new or a new relationship. This is a new beginning, rather fresh start upon something you have worked on until now. And this time, for a change, you need to be much more responsible, much more mature about especially the decision you take, because right now everybody will get what they deserve. In other words, you will reap the fruits of your labor eventually, either good or bad. So entirely depends on your performance. And as I said, you will have a power on your disposal. Please don't abuse it, and please don't misuse it, because at the end the bill will come and you will have to pay for it, either with your happiness or with your sadness. That entirely depends on you. But in the grand scheme of things here with the Ten of Pentacles, guys, you will be much more independable and with much less strings which are holding you tight towards certain circumstances or towards certain how can I place it in words, certain errands and certain contracts, if you want to say it that way, obligations as well, done before, which means that that could be also a very well found way to give a payback, financial I mean. So it could be an improvement into your financial status, which will allow you to pay with more ease your mortgage or your loans and so on and so on. Also, these cards are showing, guys, that someone you have doubted before into your career is going to prove very resourceful. Talking about your relationship, as I said, these cards are showing pregnancy. So ladies, congratulations. Well, Ten of Pentacles is Ace of Wands and the Empress. It's a addition to a family. Every way you see it, okay, every way you look at it, that is an addition to the family, which is going to be well accepted, which is going to be very happy circumstances happening, guys. And again, you need to attend to it very maturely. You need to attend to it with great responsibilities, because it's basically a new life, either practical life as a new child or a new life into a dying relationship. Either way, guys, you will have that rebuildment upon one relationship life. Also very important here, talking about relationships, is that you need to demand for your personal space, for your personal freedom. You need to demand for your own piece of a land into one relationship. Those which are single, these cards are also proving very fruitful. That these cards could be a reconciliation with a partner that you have break with in the past. Not your partner break up with you, but you break up with them. Well, it could be also the other way around, but if they had break up in you with you, was because you made them do that. It's not because they stopped loving you, but because you made you made them do that, because you didn't attend very much to them. In other words, you didn't give them too much time from yourself, and they basically didn't have any other chance or any other choice. And let me shuffle now, guys, and we're going to the last star sign, which is Pisces. Judgment with the Eight of Wands, with the Hangman. Oh, okay. So these cards are pointing to a stir into a situation which was set on hold for a quite a long time. In other words, guys, you will be pleasantly surprised with a movement of a project of yours into your career, for example, or with a unfoldment into your relationship moving forward as well. Either way, these cards are showing an unexpected stir that you are going to experience into your career or into your relationship. Now, these cards also are pointing toward the reconciliation, but mostly career orientated. Someone will approach you, an old partner of yours may approach you and wanting you wanting to help you rather, or start working with you. So the stagnation upon a certain project, task, deeds, you name it, or contract, it is lifted, and from now on they can move on forward. It is because they have been slumbered for a quite long time. Those which are searching for a job, very positive cards. It does look like that you will be invited on a multiple interviews here with these cards, guys. So you will do have the opportunity to do so. Of course, if you haven't gave any applications, of course you will not be invited. So ultimately depends on you. But the job offers, the ability to place applications will be there. They will be present. Will you take advantage of them? Again, that's entirely depends on you. I can highly advise you guys to start searching for what you want, because this week, with the appearance of the Judgment and the Eight of Wands, it will be given the chance to have it. It will be given to you, and it will be given to you not just once. So if you failed once time, you should not stop trying. It is because it will come in a different variation. Again, an opportunity to get what you really want. Talking about your relationship, these cards are showing new burst, a new that's a new burst, a new impulse of passion that you're gonna find within you to be with your partner and to be in that relationship. If you think that your relationship is boring, if you think that your relationship is just a burden for you, you're about to find out that that's not exactly the truth, guys, and you will want to be next to your partner more than ever. If you have doubts that you should be out of that relationship, that week is going to prove you wrong into this, because you're about to find out something which is going to keep you into your relationship. You are going to find out something that is worth fighting for into your relationship. Those which are single, these cards are pointing toward a numerous of a suitors coming in after a long time of desolation on the field of suitors, guys. And you will be very pleasantly enthralled by couple of them, or maybe by many of them, but in reality you can choose only one, and you need to listen to the sign. You need to, listen to the signs, guys, and be true to your standards, because such that completely answers to your standards will be there for you. Should you spot him or not? Well, you have to be vigilant to do so. And again, I'm telling you, entirely depends on you. So that was the taroscope for the week, guys, for all star signs, covering 27th of November to 3rd of December. I thank you all for watching, and I want to remind you guys that these are general readings. I cannot cover the global population of Aries, for example, with just 3 cards. I'm trying to explain the cards in a such way so the majority of the viewers, if not all of them, can connect them to their own personal situations. Thus, it is impossible to go with meanings. You need to understand that. Then, again, I want to thank you all for watching, and I want to remind you that if you do want a personal reading where we are going to take a glance upon your personal situation and we can interpret the cards and give them true meaning according to your personal situation, you can do so at www.tarotprediction.net, which is written here in the description of the video. And as soon as your purchase go through, guys, I'm going to contact you and we're going to schedule an appropriate time for both of us. If you do wish to support this channel, you can do so at the members only section at my website, and there you will find varieties of subscription plans as well as information of what you're gonna get in return for your subscription. So that being said, I wish you best of luck to all of you into the week that is yet to come, and we are seeing each other next time. Bye.